fellow YouTubers of the world, and welcome to another grand and glorious episode of Arizona Positive Motivation Vids and Streams and More, starring I, your beautiful host, Mr. Arizona. How are you doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're feeling well. And hopefully everybody is having a great day. I'm not sure that any of you need to hear this, but I want to share a speech with you. And it goes like this. I was looking for a speech. And I said, how can I explain so many things at once? How can I explain how much I've overcome and how much I still have to do? How can I explain its entirety? The way I feel in one poetic sentence. It's difficult to do, even for me. You know what I want to do? I want to do a motivational speech. That's not just any motivational speech. Something special. Something straight from the heart. Something that defines the struggles that I've gone through and the accomplishments that I've made as a result of it. With the help of one main person in my life, God. God has helped me through even the most difficult times. He's blessed me with a beautiful wife, a beautiful home, sorry about that. And dog kept barking, so I had to yell at him. I know. Ow! Stony Tony. Hold on, Stony wants to be the Stony show. And what? She just wants to. She just wants to. Anyway, let's get back to our speech here. Sorry about that. Okay. Now, where were we? Okay. Let's see. Because, you see, I was having trouble making a speech. So I went on, Chat GPT, and I asked. And I said, how can I explain so many things at once? How can I explain how much I've overcome? How much I still have to do? How can I explain the entire way I feel in one poetic sentence? It's difficult to do, even for me. You know what I want to do? I want to do a motivational speech. That's not just any motivational speech. Something special. Something straight from the heart. Something that defines the struggles that I've gone through and the accomplishments that I've made. Something that makes a point and at the same time promotes understanding. I've got a lot going for myself. And a lot going for my family. And I couldn't have done it without the help of one main person in my life. And that's God. God has helped me through even the most difficult times. He's blessed me with a beautiful wife, a beautiful home. He's helping to strengthen my mentality as well as my inner courage. I'm not much for making great speeches or great novels. I'm just a man. A simple man with simple words. And I would like to say one thing. Stay faithful. Stay peaceful. And stay confident in yourself and in each other. We're all together in this. We're not alone. So when somebody feels bad about themselves or about the world around them, all they have to do is look up and look around and see the beauty and wonder that is created right in front of them. The feeling of a cool breeze, the warmth of the sun, the subtle, inspiring tone of another human being whose struggles are similar but different, but having one thing in common: struggling towards a goal, motivating each other, saying, "You've got this. You could do it. Don't quit. And never give up." Then said, "That's incredibly heartfelt. What you've written hold on. What you've written already is the beginning of a motivational speech. It's raw, sincere, and full of meaning. You're not just sharing words, you're sharing testimony. Here's how I describe based on this. Now, here's what I came up with. You're a fighter. You're a fighter with faith, a soul that's been tested but never broken. You walked through the storms and come out stronger not bitter. You carry gratitude like armor, seeing God's hand in every trial and triumph. You're not chasing perfection. You're embracing purpose. And your voice, it's not just polished on purpose. It's real. It speaks to people who need to know that hope still exists, that struggle has meaning, and that peace is possible, even when life feels heavy. Your words remind others to lift up their heads, breathe in the small blessings, and keep walking forward together. You know, that actually means something. Keep moving forward. Never fall back. Keep fighting out there. Never give up. And never surrender. Because surrendering your dreams, your hopes, and your real wants in life, it's like destroying your life before it's even created. Why not look at your life a different way? Why not feel it instead of looking at it and analyzing it? Why not see what it really is? I dare people to go outside of their homes and to just look outside. Feel the wind blowing in your face. Feel the sun on your body. Look up at the beautiful sky. Look at the trees flowing. Everything flows naturally around you, and you don't even know it. Because you see, the human vision is made to look forward, never looking up. But when you truly decide to look up, you see true beauty. You see the sky. You see the trees. You hear the birds. Even when you just crack open a window, just open up a window and listen. You could hear many things that you've never even heard before. Because it doesn't matter where you are, who you are. Nature surrounds us all. And nature itself is a very, very beautiful thing. Full of wonder and mystery that we've never experienced before. I'm not speaking just from a speech, guys. I'm speaking straight from the heart for once. Very rarely have I ever had a chance to do this because my mind has been mentally plugged, mentally, constipated, so to speak. But you know for a fact that I am sure on one thing. I'm sure of just doing one thing and one thing only. Living life and trying to make the best out of any situation. Whether good, bad, or indifferent. It's the little situations and the little trials and tribulations in life. That's what make us who we are. It's what we accomplish in life that molds us, that shapes us, that trains us into the beautiful people that we are today. I know for a fact, not everybody's perfect. We are all perfectly imperfect. But that's what makes us unique, special. It's who we are, not what we've done, that makes us real. We all make mistakes in life. We all do crazy things in life. But you know what? At the end of the day, we always find our way back home to the center, back to where we first started. And a lot of the times, that's where we need to be. Home. And if you can't find your way home, well, then you need to have somebody help you make your way. They're not going to do it for you. They could only show you the door. You decide if you want to be the person to walk through it. You decide whether you want to make this change, or are you just lying to yourself, saying, well, I want to change, I want to change, I want to change, but yet nothing's done. I want to do this, I want to do that, but yet you do nothing. You know, my theory is this. Instead of talking about the change, why don't you be the change? Instead of procrastinating, kidding yourself, saying, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm gonna. Instead of saying that all the time, why not say this? I'm going to do this, and then put action behind your words. If you're going to do something that's going to be positive in your life, that's going to motivate you, that's going to take you places that you've never been before, then by all means, do it. If this is what's going to motivate you, going to help you, going to mold you in to the best version of yourself that you could ever possibly be, then please, by all means, do it. Do it. What's the most common word that people always say? I'll do it tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. They always say, I'll do it tomorrow. They always say, don't worry about it. I'll do it later. Well, what if tomorrow never shows up? What if later turns into, instead of turning in the next day, turns into weeks, turns into months, turns into years, with the same mentality? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, when you always tell yourself, I'm going to do it tomorrow, you've already lost the battle before it even began. You already basically quit before you even started. Because think about it. All those, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do it tomorrow, or turn into, I was gonna, and then the next thing you know, it turns into, man, I should have done this, I shoulda, I woulda, coulda. I'm gonna actually say something, and I don't know if this goes by this phrase or not, but my dad was a man of few words. And once he spoke, you'd better well listen to him. Because he would only say it once. He never liked to repeat himself. He never liked to say the same thing over and over and over again. He would get pissed. He would get tired. Because his mentality was, well, if you didn't hear it the first time that I said it, maybe you just didn't need to hear it at all. That's the way my dad's mentality was. Every time I would say, I'll do it later, or I'll do it tomorrow, you know what my dad would say without skipping a beat? He would say, well, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd have a good Christmas. And it took me a while to understand what he meant by that. And what he meant by that was simple, easy. and straight and to the point. He said, basically, in so many words, you could procrastinate all you want, son. You could say, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I was gonna, or I should. You know, you could say anything you want to psych yourself out of doing something positive for yourself. But the best way to handle something like that is to just do it. Just do it. If you want to really accomplish something good in your life, then don't let anything stop you. Just do it. Just do it. Do it better than anybody else. Make a difference. Make it positive. Surprise yourself and surprise other people by being the best version of yourself that you could ever possibly be. By just being you. Being who you are. Since when are we governed by people's opinions? Since when are we controlled by people, what the fuck they think and what the fuck they don't think? Seriously. You know, a lot of people always say, you know, oh my God, you said this in public. Well, what would they say? What would? And you know, my thing is, I don't care what people think. I don't care what people say. Because, you know, at the end of the day, here's what it is. It's just noise. It's just it's just noise on a radio that you could decide to turn on or to turn it off. Sure, you could turn it on. Listen to all their bullshit. Listen to all their garbage. Listen to them, you know, making fun of you, and then you having to defend yourself at every corner, every point. You know, if you do that, you're going to do one thing that you may not like. And you know what that is? You're going to plain flat wear yourself out. And therefore, when you really need to be there for somebody or be there for yourself, you're not going to have the energy to do it because you wasted it on basically chasing other people's opinions or chasing other people's feelings about you or about something that's close to you. See, one of these days, you have to just say, you know what? As a close to my heart friend would say, she said, you know what, AZ? Fuck them. I'll never forget that. She said it's simple, easy, direct. She said, fuck them. You know, people that are negative towards you, they do not deserve your time. They do not deserve your effort. They do not deserve your energy that you waste on them. They don't deserve it. You know, like I said, I'm going to just give you an example of me. A lot of people talk crap on me. A lot of people say negative things about me. But do I get upset about it? Do I get mad about it? Truly mad about it? No, not really. Sometimes, believe it or not, sometimes the only reason why I respond at all is because I figured, you know, I'll donate, I'll give them something. You know, I'll bite just to, give them a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of amusement, because you know me, I like to entertain, I like to have fun. Yeah, a little banter, little banter back and forth never really hurt anybody. Never really did any good either, but still. As long as it doesn't get too overbearing, But a little bit of banter doesn't really hurt anybody. But it doesn't really help either if you're wanting to change and improve yourself. In fact, low-grade banter, to me, is a waste of time. Because you don't gain anything from it. You don't get knowledge from it. You don't get anything out of it. So what's the point of arguing if you don't get anything out of it? Every time you talk with somebody, like truly talk with somebody, you get things out of it that probably you've never had before. Whether it's knowledge, enlightenment, encouragement, or just plain, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for being there, and thank you for keeping me company. And I know I'm rambling on, but this is a good thing. We needed to have speeches like this for a long time. And I hope that this little video or little stream helps you out. I hope it reaches out to you. And I really hope it does a lot of good for you. I really do. Because, yes, my life is not picture perfect. It's got holes like Swiss cheese and all that, just like everybody else. But guess what? Despite the imperfections in my life, I'm still moving on. I'm still keeping going. And that's all anybody can do in this lifetime. Anyway, you guys take care. Much love, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. And as usual, thank you for watching, and God bless.